Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm Karen Pettigrew. I'm here to present my needs assessment of the first grade data, literacy data from my school, Stonewall Tell. The data that I'm going to present to you today is just an overview of our iReady data that we take. Every year we take iReady assessment, our universal screening. We take it at the beginning of the year, we take it at the middle of the year, and we take it at the end of the year to assess our growth of our students. As I said earlier, it is our universal screener. I focused in on the literacy. As I was disaggregating the data, I noticed that there was a high percentage of students who scored, there was a weakness in the high frequency words, and then the next area was informational text. And upon further investigation, I noticed that a lot of those students were in the special ed department. So here's my data, identifying the weakness. Some things that I have noticed that I can do for my students is to create more of a print-rich environment, and I've done that. But what I am going to do is make sure that I present more flashcards, and I'm going to send home more of those print-rich information for their parents to use. And for my informational text, we're going to be digging in deeper into our small groups with the informational text for my students. Thank you for joining me for my presentation of my needs assessments. I want to hear your thoughts on how we can close the achievement gap with our high frequency words and improving our informational reading comprehension.
So for me, I would suggest having those high frequency words anytime there's downtime, transitions. As students are lining up, high frequency words to the line, that's your ticket to the line. Or as we're moving about the halls, quietly, you can present the high frequency words, just keeping them engaged, keeping those words in front of them whenever there is, I won't say extra time, but time that they have to focus on addressing that need. I think it would be great to have those in front of them. So a deck of high frequency cards on demand, basically.
Okay, very good.
And I would suggest having, for whatever words you're introducing that week, you could even put them outside the classroom door as the entrance ticket. They have to say a word, say two words, or what have you, as they're coming into the word. You could even say, high five the word you're going to read today, to make it more interactive and more physically involved, to help attach that motor muscle memory to those words. And having, during your small groups, having pair share where students are reading together. So they have those high frequency word lists and they're reading them with a partner, quizzing each other, going over the words with each other.
Very good, thank you. So what do you think, what are your thoughts on closing the achievement gap for the increasing the students with the informational comprehension? What can we do for that? We are definitely doing that on a regular, but what can we do to increase that, to make sure that they are understanding informational text better? As you can see, that we talk about informational text all the time, but just to increase the score so that they understand reading informational text.
So informational text is the harder of text to read and comprehend because it involves vocabulary. They really sometimes it's not among the things they're interested in. So I would suggest whatever you're about to read about, find a way to engage the readers and get some type of inquiry going with the students so that they're actually interested in what they're about to read about, so they can highlight things that they learned about this specific topic. Because Informational reading is one of the harder things to do. So piquing some type of interest, I think, would help them connect more with that reading, because it is, it's not the fun story they're used to. They don't get to hear about the characters. So just making some kind of connection prior to them reading informational text might actually help them, to master that a little bit better.
And the one great thing about informational text is that there are all kinds of visuals and videos that you can use to show these real life things in action. So for example, if you are reading about animals, lots of the zoos have, these online events where you can watch. You may want to show that, take a virtual field trip in relation to whatever it is that you're going to read about. So that does pique that interest, like was mentioned, and gives the students some background. Because I think one of the issues with informational text is that, especially at this age level, the students just don't have that background in order to access what they need to truly understand what they're reading about. So you front load with those opportunities to interact with whatever the topic is before introducing the book itself. That way you've provided the students with the active schema needed to unlock more of this text that will, pique their interest, but also have them say, oh yeah, I know about that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And those are some of the things that we do. Since we are IB school, we definitely, when I present a text for informational text, I will most times present a picture, and I'll say, what do you think? What do you wonder about this? Just like you said, so they'll because they are first graders and they are coming along. But I do that just to help them along. And they do sometimes come with that schema. They do come with a little bit, but I do that on a regular, and they're coming along. And I see that as we're doing these tests, the data, if you're looking over here, we see more and more green instead of red, and we see more and more, less and less yellow as we go along, just because we're doing just that, what you said. So incorporating more anchor text and pictures, and I appreciate the virtual field trips. And I did that with upper grades, but now I didn't think about doing that because it's off the record. Our times are so tight, but I can squeeze that in to make sure, because that's all going to help with their learning. So again, thank you, team, for coming to my needs assessment presentation, and thank you so much, very much, thank you.